I can do everything else I used to do in my life. I just do it a little bit different, just a little bit.
The thing that stands out the most is that first time sitting at the top of the mountain. You know, I had no idea if I'd be going up all the way to the top. Heck, I didn't even think a quadriplegic could ski.
This is for us, you know? This is for people who want to do some things other than sit at home looking at the four walls.
The only limits that we have are those we set upon ourselves. And what I've found is if you work hard enough, you can do just about anything you want to do. You see the vets coming in, you know, especially newcomers with long faces. They just don't want to be here. And, you know, to see that change over the week to where, you know, they're all laughs and high fives by the time they leave, it's really something to just watch and watch the progression over the week. You know, we're truly doing miracles on the mountainside here, and lives are being changed.
I had a burn, a chemical exposure that burnt and ate holes in my left lung. The general of Walter Reed told my parents, you know, enjoy your time with him because, you know, with the injuries that he sustained, we're looking at 30 max. I was about 23, 24 at the time. It was about 8 to 10 years of real darkness. It was a really lonely road. And then I was it. I was living with my parents for the rest of my life because I tried to go out and live on my own independently and it didn't work. And that was a really hard time. I just started drinking a lot. And I was really, really close to checking out.
At first it was rough. Right after I got back from the hospital, I'd been with a girl for about 7.5 years, and she passed away right after that, driving home to my house. And I feel like, you know, the war, the accident, and losing her just destroyed me. And you know, that's why I say at the time, it took me a long time to recover from that. And I didn't know if I would get out of that funk ever.
How I am now, as opposed to right after the injury, it is taking my brain and my body significant time to rehabilitate back to what I believe is standard, what I should be.
I think some of the greatest stories are the veterans that really have been through a lot of trauma. They're really not sure where they're at and where their life's going. And I think we see a lot of people with a lot of anxiety and a lot of isolation issues. And boy, coming here and putting themselves out there, veterans come in really not sure that they made a good decision to show up here and leaving here hardly waiting to be able to come back and go home and start working on the new goals that they've set.
This event really was an eye-opener, and you know, I started doing all these really positive things, but I don't know if any of them wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have started right here.
I came to the Winter Sports Clinic and it lit that pot light, and then I went from there to saying, you know, hey, there's more beyond my injury, you know, because I didn't even smile for 10 years, and now I can't stop. Yeah.
It's been a rough ride trying to get to the point that I am now, but every single second has been worth it. Every single second has been worth it.
We won today. We won today. Thank y'all. We take donations.
Average person looks at us and they don't understand what challenges we have, but we can talk to each other and be comfortable sharing our challenges with each other.
I think it's important to connect with people that can relate to your situation, even if it's not the same injury, but they can understand that your life has changed.
Oh, my first time out here, I got to meet a bunch of other quadriplegics for the first time, and that was good for me because I started learning from them. I started learning kind of like the tricks of the trade, and you get real personal on a whole different level. Things that you would never tell anybody else. It was fine to share here, with all the guys who are experiencing the same thing as you.
Woo! You come to the Winter Sports Clinic, there's no differences in disabilities. It's an automatic friendship.
Doesn't matter what branch we were in, doesn't matter where we come from, we're all just kind of here helping each other and banding together.
Nice.
The community here, has been wholeheartedly the best people I've ever met in my life. Be able to see old veterans and start joking with them, this is like you're back in the service.
Forget about it.
You really do encourage each other to do better and try on new challenges, and you see it out there on the mountain every day.
One of the things that makes me feel at home here and reminds me of your days in the military is every single person that is hands-on to make this event happen is so selfless. Even the non-veterans that make this clinic run have that same selfless team mentality. And, it makes me feel at home when I come out here.
It's almost an embarrassment when we have the vets that come and thank us as sponsors, because we really do not do this for any kind of recognition. We do this because it's from the heart.
It's just so important that the rest of the world know what these guys and gals are going through and how much they appreciate us, and in return it's a give and take, so it's so rewarding.
I think the biggest thing about the veterans with disabilities is that there's a stigma associated with it. We're still capable and we're still able.
People want to say things like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I'm like, "No, don't be," because this brought about a sense of independence.
2, 1, go.
I got my freedom back because of the Winter Sports Clinic. Being totally independent is huge for most veterans.
Gaining your sense of independence is extremely important. I have a lot of support around me, and I'm very thankful for that, but I get more independent as time goes on. You think the older you get, the more you lose, but I'm not at that point yet. I still learn and gain more every year.
I'm still learning to be self-reliant and independent. I want to show other people resilience and show other people that they can keep going. I've had several people here that, they're more than willing to help, but I would never be able to climb that hill if I don't do it myself.
Nobody wants to feel like they're a burden to someone else or to their family. Being able to take care of yourself has always been a key thing for, I think, anybody. Especially in the military, you're always self-reliant.
Being self-reliant and maintaining my independence is the #1 most important thing to me.
You'll hear over and over and over again the freedom that they feel on the mountain, able to maneuver independently, nobody around, is just such an exhilaration for them.
I was paralyzed at one time on my left side. I couldn't move at all. So the fact that I can even get out on the board, that, for me to be independent was a huge victory for me this year. When he gets on skis for the first time every winter, you can see all the hard work of the year pulled together and see how you've changed over the year.
I really enjoy skiing. It's a very good thing.
How does it make you feel to have that kind of independence again?
Pretty warm. Warm-hearted is what I was meaning to say.
If you give a person enough instruction to do whatever they want to do, they can do it.
Veterans are outgoing, we're driven, and we're not going to stop.
There's nothing like coming to Aspen and going 12,000 feet up on a mountain and coming down it. That's an adrenaline rush that's hard to find in other places.
Charging on, trying to get over perceived limitations when they're not really limitations, it's all in your mind. Once you've conquered this mountain, some of the littler things in life just aren't so big anymore. If you've overcome this, then you can look at your other problems and use the efforts and overcome those.